Hello and welcome to a video. Today we're gonna take a look at some battles from Aerosol, who we actually showcased like 20,000 times already in this channel. They always play some cool and spicy stuff, and of course here as well. We're going to see an XR Swadloon on this team, which is actually pretty bulky, I think, and a really fun Pokemon. This thing has access to Bug Bite, this thing has access to Energy Ball and also Bug Buzz. Actually interesting that they don't run in the Silver Wind, which was something that I would have expected because Silver Wind recently got buffed and I'm pretty sure this Pokemon learned Silver Wind. But let's take a look what they can do with this. You already saw maybe in a video prior where they beat me with this. We actually matched up against each other, which is kind of hilarious. But we see here that they're going to be able to resist the counter now from the Vigoroth, which is going to be very nice for you. As a bug is something that you don't really see in this cup. I don't actually think there's a single bug type that I've seen yet. But this one is definitely pretty decent, as you're going to be able to resist counter damage, and you're also going to be able to do some super effective damage against this Wireless coming in. They're of course going to shield up, but you can swap into your Graveler, which has access to Stone Edge, which should maybe even one-shot this thing here. We see the Dark Bolts coming through, you will be able to hit the Stone Edge here. They can swap out, and you will see that this is going to do nearly enough. You can go for one more Bug Bite, KOing this one, and we see that the Vigoroth goes down as well. Next opponent, we're going to see Dusclops in the lead. We see that you're going to stay in most likely here. Dusclops against Graveler is a pretty neutral matchup. They're going to outbolt you, but they gave you just a free fast move, which is huge in this matchup. You should go for two more, but you only go for one more. That's fine as well. They might have got to another move, but two more would have only allowed them to get one free fast move like this. They get two free fast moves, fast turns there. But you're going to be able to just knock them out. We see the Vigoroth coming in. They have now one or like two counters advantage, which will get them to the body slams a little bit faster than you, but you will be able to counter them with the body slam anyway. And you're going to get the shield back that you just invested. You shield again. You might want to do it again. No, you don't want to shield again, as you can still get to another body slam, and this will allow you to get the final shield or KO them, which is very nice for you. And we see a Swallows in the back, and this is going to be a good game. Bug Bite is just super effective. You are pretty bulky. You're going to be able to take those body slams pretty easily, and you can see that this actually still going to be closer than I thought. Dragon Breath is a little bit better than Bug Bite, so I guess that's why. But you're going to swap out here actually into your Graveler. You can get to one more Rock Blast, and this will knock out the opponent, as we see that you're going to be able to win the game. And next opponent, we see Graveler against Wireless again. You swap out immediately, definitely here. You have two very good answers against Wireless in the back, and you're actually going to stay in here and don't throw the move. You're going to shield the body slam. Interesting plays. We see a Vigoroth coming in against you. That should be pretty fine for you. This body slam will do some nice damage, as you sadly lose CMP here. I'm not sure. You're going to shield this up actually. Okay. You should be able to go for another move, and there you basically force them to throw again, which I think is a very nice. But they're actually going to let this move go through. So there are two shields down. You can still go for one more move, which means they're going to have to shield this one. You can farm them down with your Swadloon, I guess, which will be able to take those moves also pretty easily, as they're still going to be close. Like, there's still a one shield advantage, and we see a Magneton in the back. That's kind of awkward. I actually don't know if you can win this game here. Magnet Bomb gonna do enough damage to definitely do some pretty significant damage there. It's going to two-shot you, but they're going to let the move go through for whatever reason. I guess they expected you to bait there, and this will change everything, as you can farm down everything now. Interesting that they wanted to keep their shield for the grave. Interesting decision there from the opponent, as we see a Celio in the lead. Decent lead for you. We see a Vigoroth coming in, and you go into your Swadloon. If you didn't know, Celio is one of the worst matchups for the Swadloon, of course, because you're part grass typing as well. You're going to have not a good time, and I have no idea why the opponent just went for a Bulldoze. But don't ask me. Body Slam does way more damage, even though it does needs way less energy. But yeah, we see the energy ball coming through, which means that you're actually still going to get to another one here, I think. Still going to be able to get to another energy ball against the Celio. Means you should get the shield here, and you will be able to either go into your Graveler or into your Vigoroth. Graveler comes in, you shield the Aurora Beam. Could have been like the Water Pulse, but good decision there. We see what's called Dusclops coming in with the Purification there, so they're most likely running the move Return, which would do a ton of damage against the Pokemon that you have in the back. But you're going to let this move go through because it can only be really an Ice Punch. And you could just swap out here, or do you let this move go through? it's going to be another Ice Punch. You're going to go down from this, but you can counter them down. And Celio doesn't want to beat the Vigoroth there anyway, as we see the next opponent having a Golbat in the lead. Very favorable lead and very nice swap for you as well, as the Graveler comes in. Graveler can actually win this matchup here if they bait correctly, but they don't, so there's going to be then a definitely good matchup for the Vigoroth here. As you're going to have to, yeah, you can just farm down on this, only a Rock Blast, and exactly like they would have been able to win this with one Stone Edge here if they threw the Rock Blast first and got the shield, but like this, there's no way to realign, as you can still go for some body slams there, and you still, I think they still have to kind of throw against you, and they do throw against you, which is good for you, as you can now align your Golem again, and you see the Swiders in the back, which is amazing for you. This is a very common team though from the opponent, this is nothing too special, so seeing that you can hard counter this kinda is a very nice, but it's still going to be a tough one because this energy ball gets shielded and you don't get this thing low enough that you can really farm him down. So I'm not sure if you're actually going to win this game still. You can go for one Rock Blast and you can shield up this Dark Pulse here, and you can try to go for another Rock Blast, which will KO the opponent. I think you're fine though. I think you can even farm down the Swiders here with just the Volt Switches. And you do, and you will be able to win the game there. Good game again. Actually, kinda sad that this Swiders matchup is still not that good for you with your Swadloon, because you don't resist their moves, of course, and Dragon Breath is just very, very strong. It's kinda sad, as we see the opponent coming in there with the Shadow Dusclops, a very cool Pokemon actually. You're going to shield this move up, does make sense. Going for another Shadow Punch here, and you don't get to another move. This thing is so spammy, it's insane. You're still going to survive this one, which is nice. And you're going to either get the final shield here or knock them out. Let's see, they're gonna get the final shield, which I think is not something that you really wanted to see. I think you rather wanted to get the knockout there, but it is fine. You can take those Ice Punches here pretty okay-ish. I think they still get to another one, yep. It's crazy how like spammy this thing is. You can farm up 3 more counters and then throw, exactly. This was very safe there was no way they get to another move in time, and you will be able to now have your Swadloon against the opponent's Vigoroth, which you're going to let the first Body Slam go through. They're going to get to another one, but they're going to go into their Dragonair now, which gets to move here, and you have to shield this up. I'm pretty sure you're going to lose this match. I have no idea how you want to win this match, to be honest. Let's see, Bug Boss going to KO this. They still have to go for one charge move here, I guess, but yeah, there's no way. Like, there is no way for you to win this game here anymore. Good game there to the opponent. Body Slam comes through, but this doesn't do enough damage, and they have basically already one Body Slam stored, so this is going to be very close still, like 1 HP basically. One fast move missed there, and we will see the next game now, as we see a Dusclops in the lead again. This Pokemon is pretty common in this meta, as we see that you can go straight for the Stone Edge here, which going to do some shield, like getting a shield here is pretty nice, as you are getting Shadow Punched, which is kind of expected, as they don't have the purification there, so does mean that they're on Shadow Punch. It's pretty easy to tell though, like if you see like basically something without the aura around it, it's always having the Shadow Punch. If you see something with the aura around it, it's basically always having Ice Punch in return. I don't think I've seen anybody who has the aura around it and then still runs the Shadow Punch and Ice Punch. You could do this, but like usually people keep their return on the Pokemon, which is still fine. As we see the Dragonair coming in, you can go for some Body Slams here, going at this thing pretty low, and you will be able to actually let this move go through and go all in for your Swadloon. I'm not sure if there's anything that really hard. Okay, there is something like Gold, but which completely would destroy you. Awkward Tail comes through, interesting choice there. As we see the Vigoroth coming in, and you can go for one Bug Buzz here. Energy Ball would also be neutral, so I'm not sure why you don't really run Silver Wind, but want to run the Bug Buzz instead. Not sure about it, to be honest, but this does a ton of damage, and you still have to shield up another move here. You're actually going to let this move go through, interesting. As the opponent goes into the Dusclops now, you can farm everything down. I guess it doesn't make sense because the Ice Punch would do more than the Body Slam, I guess, but yeah, we see the opponent going into Vigoroth now after having a Golbat lead. Means you can now align your Swadloon here, which doesn't want to bait the Golbat anyway. It gives you a safe matchup where you can easily get this Pokemon onto another Pokemon where you can get either a shield or the switch advantage. So smart play here, as the Bug Boss does KO the opponent and they can now farm you down with just 3 moves, and you can align your Graveler here against the Golbat. Very nice play there. We see the shield coming up, and we see most likely a shield coming up here as well, because this could be a Shadow Ball. Poison Fang going to be a nice bait there, but we see the Swilers coming in, and Vigoroth going to have a very great time against the Swilers here. There's not a lot that Swilers can do here to win this matchup, I think. And even then, like, you still have your Graveler in the back, which is going to have a nice time. They're actually going to win this matchup, but it doesn't matter because it just gives you more farm. 2 Rock Blasts are enough to KO them, and this is going to be a good game again. Good game there. We see that they actually still going to shield, which is very unnecessary because they basically know already there's no chance of winning this one, as we see the next opponent going to have a Vigoroth in the lead. Horrible, you smear on your own. I don't know actually why, but since they basically fixed the fast move denial thing there, I also always have like this a weak connection in the beginning of the game. I'm not sure if they can fix it or something like this, but it always has also some lag issues with this then. But like it's always a weak connection in the beginning of the game for whatever reason. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we see here Dragon, they're going for Awkward Tail. You can go for another move here. You try to realign, I guess, as this going to get shielded still. And you cannot realign, but you can go into your Graveler. They go for an Awkward Tail most likely here, as yeah, maybe a Swadloon would have been a little bit better, especially as we see it Celio in the back. Can you go for the Energy Ball in time? I don't think you can. It should be already an Aurora Beam, and it is an Aurora Beam, but you're still going to survive it. You're bulky enough. You will be able to even get this thing very low, and now both of them are waiting it out because yeah, I guess they're trying to go for the Stone Edge in time. Can they do that? Maybe they should have waited actually out the entire time there, but I think one Body Slam is already enough here. So yeah, I don't think there was any way that Aerosol was able to win this there. Close one though. We see a Dragonair coming in here. I'm not sure who wins in the 2-shield, to be honest. You can just go for some Body Slams with your Vigoroth and you will be able to outspeed it. I think you should win this in the 2-shield because you can just outspeed them. But you're going to let the Awkward Tail go through. I don't know why everybody is throwing Awkward Tail. I think the Body Slam does some more damage against you, so interesting play. You have a 2-shield advantage now, and you can go into your Swadloon and just try to farm everything down here. As this thing goes for Dragon Pulse, that's why they go for the Awkward Tail. As you can now swap again into your Graveler, and there's basically nothing that can beat a Graveler in this kind of meta when you have shields up. Here, Vigoroth is not a good answer still, even though like it has the counter as a fast move. You will be able to farm it all the way down now, as you can still get to another move against this Golbat, and you will be able to knock them out pretty easily there. So good game there, as we see the next opponent. We see Graveler against Haunter. Pretty neutral, I would say. I think you win this in the 2-shield, just farming them all the way down, to be honest. 1 Rock Blast would do already a ton of damage here. And you can just stay in here. And they swap out actually into their Vigoroth, which is very good because you can align your Swadloon. Swadloon would actually not be that horrible against Haunter just because you have a 1-turn fast move. And Haunter is basically no HP stat. So this wouldn't be even the worst matchup, but it's still not the best. As we see some lag there as well. I think it was on his side as well, which was not ideal. But the Energy Ball can still come through, but I think this kind of ruined this here. So we see that they have to go into their own Vigoroth, and they can now take this Ice Punch. They're going to shield the Ice Punch, and they can go for one Body Slam, which doesn't KO them here, but does still some damage, which is kind of funny. They're going to shield up, and they can go straight and snipe them with 1 Rock Blast. Very nice play here. Interesting no-shield from the opponent, but they have a Piloswine in the back. I guess this doesn't make sense. What's going to be a little bit scary now, because they can farm you down. The Stone Edge not going to KO them, but going to get them low. But you still can take 1 Avalanche from this range, so you should be pretty fine here, and this should be a pretty safe win, as we see the Avalanche going to land here, which still doesn't KO them, of course, and you will be able to win this one. And we see the final game of this video. We see your Vigoroth in the lead again. You go into your own Vigoroth again, of course, and you will be 1 turn behind them, of course, because of the swap there, and you can shield up their Body Slam. You will be able to hit your own Body Slam now as well. They're going to shield this up most likely, exactly. You still survive this one while still getting to your own, but you're still going to shield this move up. Interesting one. We see the Hakoma O coming in. Actually, we haven't seen this one yet. I'm curious on how you play this. It's kind of awkward because like both of your Pokemon in the back don't really like to face this Pokemon here. So I'm not sure what you're going to do there, but okay, it doesn't matter at this point. They are way too weak towards, you know, They might go for the Brick Break here, just expecting the other Pokemon coming in, but they go for the Dragon Claw. And you will be able to farm it all the way down as we see a Celio coming in. This doesn't look too good for you, but you will be able to go for one Rock Blast here against this thing, I guess. They go for an Aurora Beam. You see the Vigoroth coming in. I don't know if 2 Rock Blasts are enough to KO this thing. You're going to get the shield already, which is nice. And you will be able to go for another Rock Blast here, which is going to get this thing low. You can farm it down. Can you go for the Energy Ball in time? You will be able to go for the Energy Ball in time, and you will be able to win this final game. Thanks for sending in those battles. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.